Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to a special topic edition of Robert's Sports Show. As always, I'm your host, Robert. Today's topics are the Icon Sting debut at WWE and some CM Punk news. Being live at Survivor Series, seeing Sting debut was just amazing. Being a Sting fan, like I've said before in videos, for 20 years now. Just watching the Icon in the WWE ring for the first time ever, the face-off with Triple H, and the Scorpion Death Drop, putting Dolph Ziggler on top of Seth Rollins for the victory. An amazing feat to see that finally. After all these years, watching him in WCW and TNA, here he is in WWE. I know there's rumor abound on what's going to happen with him. What I would like to see happen with Sting is, obviously everybody wants to see it, Sting, Undertaker, WrestleMania. Some of the rumors out there is Sting's going to wrestle more than one match in WWE. That's awesome. Just please do not overexpose him. He's not that young anymore. He's not that great of a wrestler anymore. You can have him do, 10, 15-minute matches, but don't let it carry on night after night. He can't do that anymore. It's not not his character. It's not him. Ultimately what I would like to see happen is they want to set up the Triple H versus Sting. Is let the anonymous GM thing run a little while. I know there's rumors of Kurt Angle coming in, whatever. But what you do with Sting, you build up Sting. If you can get Taker at WrestleMania, do Sting and Taker at WrestleMania. Build up the anonymous GM thing, or whatever how you want to build with him, and do something at SummerSlam, Sting and Triple H. That would work. Or if you don't want to do that, is do Triple H and Sting at WrestleMania, and then do something else with somebody else or whatever. What I would really like to see happen with Sting is the night before WrestleMania, The Undertaker and Sting both be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame. I know Taker would have to break kayfabe for that, but whatever, who cares? Sting and The Undertaker go in the Hall of Fame. They both had the last match of their career at WrestleMania 31. Pretty close to where Sting grew up in the Southern California area. And then both of them go off in the sunset. Win or lose for Sting, it doesn't matter. Have Taker go out and let him know. I would love to see that. I don't want to see a lot of Sting wrestling. He's not as good as he used to be anymore. So, as for CM Punk, wow, a lot of stuff going on. I know CM Punk was on a podcast done by Boom Boom Colt Cabana, and then obviously the podcast by Stone Cold's podcast and WWE Network by Vince McMahon after all, Monday night. Didn't really get to see either one, but I did read a bunch of stuff about Punk, and read a little bit about what Vince has said. I guess Vince apologized to CM Punk for everything that happened. Vince, it's too late. Big CM Punk fan, as you all know. I've talked about Punk before. Really big CM Punk fan. Hate to see Punk leave wrestling like this. But one of his quotes was, everyone's lawyer told WWE, as Punk despises wrestling now and will never wrestle again. I believe him. I mean, Stone Cold took his ball and went home. He regretted it. He's back kind of doing some oddball stuff at WWE and whatnot now. His name's still out there. I see CM Punk, by making that statement, I don't think he'll ever wrestle again. Is wrestling going to miss CM Punk? Oh, hell yeah. Are his fans going to miss CM Punk? Oh, hell yeah. But you know what? CM Punk's got to do what's best for Phillip Brooks. That's it. Plain and simple. He's got to do what's best for himself and his wife and his family. His fans will miss him. I've said in the numerous videos, I had a thank you CM Punk video. If you haven't read or heard about this yet, Punk said he left due to medical reasons, health reasons. After the Royal Rumble, he had a concussion, broken ribs, and a bad knee. He went for a concussion test. WWE really didn't. He said the concussion test was bullshit, and it really wasn't a test. They had him run the ropes, and that was about it. And he thought that was bullshit. He's really hurt. He even said he's been hurt for a long time, but he covered it up for months, but enough was enough in January. He said the WWE doctors doped him up with antibiotics and made him go back out there. Back in November, they were in the European tour, and he was throwing up, had no appetite, and they just gave him more antibiotics and doped him up and sent him out there. He had an accident at SmackDown taping. I don't remember what that was exactly. He says his salary during this time kept shrinking and shrinking. He was having enough. He confronted Triple H and Vince about everything. He basically told Triple H off and told him, Triple H is the one that stopped Punk's momentum in 2011, and that the fact that Daniel Bryan wasn't slated to wrestle at WrestleMania 30, that was bullshit. Oh, it was garbage. Excuse me, it was garbage. He said. Punk goes on to say that when he left after telling off Triple H, he's seen tears in Vince's eyes because him and Vince were really close, and Vince really liked him. He really liked Vince. Punk said after a while he got text messages from Vince basically saying he was suspended for 2 months, and once the 2 months was up, he didn't hear anything. And then he found out that Vince had told shareholders right after he texted Punk that Vince told shareholders that Punk took a sabbatical. So Vince is trying to cover it up with the WWE shareholders, trying to do one thing to Punk, trying to do this, that, and the other. And that, for months and months he had no word from the WWE. Then he received termination papers for his breach of contract on his wedding day. The day he was getting married to AJ Lee, he gets his termination papers and breach of contract. He ended up getting a very ruthless lawyer and suing the WWE, and ended up with a settlement beyond what he had actually asked for. He's not able to talk about the settlement, obviously. Legal matters you can't talk about like that. That he said he and WWE will not have a relationship again. That the fact that when he wrestled Ryback, Ryback was so green in the ring, and that Punk called Ryback a steroid guy, and that wrestling Ryback took 20 years off his life, not just his career, his life, because Ryback is that bad when it starts hurting people, which is kind of emphasis to what Bill Goldberg used to do with WCW. You heard a lot of the WCW guys saying that about him. It sounds like Ryback's the same type of guy. I don't think we'll ever see CM Punk in a wrestling ring again. As sad as that is, based on all this podcast he did with Cole Cabana and everything that I read. We got a debut with one of the icons of wrestling. The franchise of WCW is in WWE now. The straight edge savior, the voice of the voiceless, CM Punk. He'll probably never be in wrestling again. You know what? If he's not, we have all the memories of the matches. We have all the memories of the promos. One memory of CM Punk. There's millions. Everybody has one probably. Elimination Chamber. I believe it was 2011. G-Man and I were there. We both had, Punk was heel at the time. It was either 10 or 11. I can't remember exactly what year it was. G-Man from Pro Wrestling Pulse and I were at Savage Center, St. Louis. Elimination Chamber. Punk comes out. He was heel as can be then. The only 2 Punk signs in that building was mine and G-Man's. As Punk walks down the aisle, he turned and looked at our posters and just smiled. And, when you got 17,000 people booing you and 2 people with signs cheering you, he just looked at us and smiled. And just the epic promos he cut during the Elimination Chamber as he'd eliminate people. And, we're chanting CM Punk. Everybody's, chanting sucks behind us. And we're chanting CM Punk and trying to get, rooting for our guy. And he acknowledged he heard us in the ring. And that was, a pretty cool moment. So, but hopefully we look forward to something big from Sting. Maybe the GM or something. Maybe Hall of Fame at WrestleMania 31. Like you've seen, I've started 2 of the Spotlight videos already. It'll be a Spotlight video a day until Christmas. My 25-day countdown until Christmas. Obviously the CM Punks of the world, the Stings of the world are on that list. I'll have more in-depth spotlight of their careers and different titles and stuff they've done, different things they've done in the wrestling business. When those spotlights do come up, no spoilers here. So, as always, stay tuned to Robert Sports Show for your pro wrestling needs. Y'all have a spiffy night, and thanks for watching.